My name is Kim. I'm calling from Georgia.
Hi, Kim from Georgia. Hold on real quick, guys. Hit that number one. Let me know you guys can hear Kim from Georgia. Georgia. So, Kim, what's on your mind? Speak on it.
In regards to the former bodyguard you've been talking about,
Yes.
I think what he's not saying is that maybe he was afraid.
Ooh, that part?
I mean, you're around someone who's associated with people being unalived.
True. Okay, you know what? That's a good point right there. If you know that that person's notoriously a notoriously dangerous person, yes,
Hmm.
the fear of getting whacked is definitely that's definitely a good one, a good reason to be motivated to be quiet. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I understand the fear of their own life, and it sounds like he was a father during that time as well. um
Of course.
but it does make you wonder still. You could have still just said, filed, you could have made an anonymous report, you could have done whatever you could. It didn't have to be you, if that makes any sense, doing all this. I don't know.
Yes, I get it. I
I don't know.
understand. But that was my first thought. It's
Good
like,
point.
you have an individual who's been associated with the death or somehow involved, at least the name has been involved with the deaths of like Tupac, Biggie, Kim Porter, and who knows. Now I'm not saying that he was actually did anything, but we know the talk that's been going on for years and years and years,
Right.
and who knows what else he could have seen.
No doubt. No doubt. I mean, okay, first off, very strong point there. Very, 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 very strong point there. Um, See, but then if you know where the bodies are buried, you have leverage. Hey, you got leverage, baby. So for me, I'm going, okay, there's the fear, but then there's the other piece, right?
Hmm.
If you know things, you have power. It may not be financial, it
True.
may not be money, but you still have stuff. So, and I know that might be in his mind, like that might be asking for extra work. Oh God, I got to do all this extra lifting just to prove my point. But if that is
Mhm.
to seek to bring justice and bring a monster to justice, I mean, wouldn't you
Mhm.
do everything you could, if you can, to expose a dangerous, devilish human being, especially when he says this person was making me physically ill. His energy, being around him, the things that I saw were literally making me physically sick. That says a lot too, you know?
It does. It does. It does.
And that to
And
me is
I don't
grief.
really.
You see what I'm saying? That to me is
Yeah.
grief, guilt,
Yeah.
regret. So then if you
Yeah.
feel all that
Yeah.
stuff, you need to be doing something right with you know what I mean? To set everything right.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. And maybe now is his chance that he can do this. Now that Cassie has come out with the allegations and the lawsuit and the thing being settled with Cassie, maybe now he sees this as his chance to unburden himself.
True. But he should not be surprised.
Maybe. I mean, I don't know any of these people, so
No, but no, you got a good point.
I'm just
No,
speculating.
you absolutely have a good point there. But then I would say, though, is that he should not be surprised by the pushback that he's receiving right now. Because in a way,
Yeah.
sure, he's unburdening himself. By all means, purge as best as you can. But don't be surprised that there's going to be a little bit of pushback from the public
Yeah. I mean, we
opinion.
know what it looks like.
Right.
We know what it looks like. And of course, none of us really know because we weren't there. We don't know.
Right.
Um, but I think it's a good amount of fear. And also, we don't know how connected this individual is. I mean, who knows if he's connected to mayors, police department,
Yeah.
etc.
Good point. I mean,
Who knows?
true. I mean, he is Diddy. So
He,
I'm
he is who he is.
he is who he is. So I'm sure he's
Hmm.
super connected, and you never know.
In a similar way that Suge Knight has been connected to police, the LAPD, and so on, the factions of the LAPD.
Yeah. No, you're right.
So it could be the same thing. Could be
You,
the same thing.
you know, I will say, you do have a strong point there. Absolutely.
Yeah.
No. It's very, 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 a very, very intelligent thought process there, right? But for me
Yeah.
personally, I just don't have any patience in my heart for that. Like
I get it.
I get that there's a lot of, there's going to be, maybe he exacted or exercised his power right in front of his face, and that scares the crap out of
Hmm.
him. But there are other ways
Hmm.
of getting the information out so that people can seek refuge from such a tyrant, allegedly. You see what I'm
Hmm.
saying? So
Yeah.
without him
Yeah.
actually being exposed as the person who, was standing there and saw this and said nothing. There's a way of saying stuff
Yeah.
without actually getting caught from saying it. But then again, I know it's easier said than done, um
Sure.
but
Sure.
still, I don't know. I guess that's the difference between me and anybody else, I guess, that would be working with Diddy. I'd be talking. I just would.
Yeah.
That's just me. I'll work at a Starbucks. I'll work at a McDonald's then. You know what I mean? Like, F it.
Hmm.
Because but I will do that job with my heart feeling light, because I know I did the right thing. Not have a whole bunch of money and have a heart that is heavy because I didn't do the right thing. But
Yeah.
that's just me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
but
And I get it. I get it. But everybody isn't the same, and we don't know what this dude saw.
you're right. You're
We
absolutely
don't
right.
know what else was going on. We don't know who else he could be connected to. Um, I mean, we don't know.
Yeah. No,
We don't know. There could be a lot of stuff going on.
yeah, and
I mean,
you're absolutely right.
Cassie was talking, and well, from what I understand, and somebody please correct me if I'm wrong.
Mhm.
My understanding is one of the reasons that the lawsuit or the thing with Cassie was settled so quickly was because people, big time people in the entertainment business or in the music business said, listen, you've got to get this settled or heads will roll. I don't know if that's true. Like big time heads will roll.
Yeah.
Um, we're not talking about just Aaron Hall. We're talking about big folks.
Yeah.
So if he's connected to big folks, big time folks like that,
Right.
who knows what could have happened.
Yeah, and you're not wrong with that either. That's a very good point. Kim, thank you so much for the call. I do appreciate
Sure.
it.
Thank you for your time.
We'll be talking soon, okay?
All right.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Bye. But yeah, she has a good point there for sure. This is why I love the call-ins. Y'all are so smart. Hey, you on the mic with the Pascal Show. What's your name or where you calling from?
Hi, Pascal. This is Natasha. I'm calling from Long Island, New York. How are you?
I'm good. Your name one more time?
Natasha from Long Island, New York.
Oh, Natasha. Sorry,
Yes.
it sounded like Hatchet for a second there. So Natasha from Long Island.
Not Hatchet over here. No. Real crime free over here.
No true crime over there. Okay, cool. Bet. What's on your mind? Speak on it.
I was just saying with the whole bodyguard thing and people finally speaking about Diddy, it's a mix of two people. It's either people who have their heart in the right place,
Mm-hmm.
or people who are just in it for cap or a money grab, just to get money to do interviews and things like that. So if you're in the right place and you want to play a role in kind of quote unquote taking the man down, I think that's a good thing. But if you're in it just to get money or intention or your little quote unquote 15 minutes of fame, it's going to come back to bite you, I think. I don't think it's fair to speak out. You're only speaking out just to be famous. or, you know, be talked about in a media cycle. That's just my opinion.
Right. I will say I do agree with you, and that's the sad part of this whole thing. Even the other two alleged victims that have stepped out and have spoken out after Cassie's lawsuit, now they're being looked at with an inquisitive eye, because a lot of people are wondering, well, he just dropped, close to, allegedly, the rumor has it, close to 9 figures to get her to stay quiet, right? To settle this lawsuit with Cassie. And a lot of people are looking at that and going, this could possibly be the reason why these other two victims have stepped forward and spoken out. But in my head, I'm going, well, the pushback is, what if they are telling the truth? And they saw this as an opportunity to, Cassie kicked the gate open, and now they're going, hey, we can finally talk. We can finally say something here, and we'll actually be believed or actually be heard and get the justice, our version of justice that we rightfully deserve. That's the sad part of that part. Now we have other people that are speaking out, like the bodyguards and all that. And forget Gene Deal. He's been talking about this for a long time, and not once was he sitting there going, oh, I'm saying all this for financial gain. He is just saying the truth. He's saying his perspective, what he's seen with his own 2 eyes. But then now you have Roger coming out, and it's kind of crappy, because instantly we're going, is he here for the truth, or is he here for the money? And that's what sucks about this. Especially when he has something to fight for.
Money.
Say again?
It could be a mixture of both truth and money, which is kind of the ugly side of it.
Yes. It could be a combination of both. It really could. Which is crappy too. It's like, okay, conveniently, I'm going to finally speak out. And I was there. So I'm going to do the right thing, but also do the right thing so I can get a couple zeros, couple dollars in my pocket. I don't know. To me, it's like the motivation is out of whack still. You see what I'm saying? There's still that out of whack motivation, if that makes any sense. Because I know that
that makes sense.
I know that he's fighting. I know what he's fighting for. He's fighting for something bigger than just bringing justice to Diddy. He's got a son overseas that has been locked up, and he's saying that his son didn't do those things, that his son is innocent, and he needs the money to legally support his son. So wouldn't that be a decent motivator to come out and speak out about these things? Because I think if he didn't have those things, would he really come out and speak?
Yeah, it's like a kind of like a quid pro quo.
Yeah.
Like, I'm doing this to do this, and I need this money to get my son out. But if that's the main point, then start a GoFundMe page. Do what you need to do. But doing it off the back of a survivor, a DV survivor, isn't the right way to do it. And there's no guarantee if he gets money from doing interviews, his son is even going to be released from prison. There's no guarantees in that. And then also, I think we should also shout out the other DV victims. And I know there was this whole thing in New York where people were filing. It's been over 2,500 people who've actually filed cases. So shout out to all those people who actually stood up. The only ones who are being highlighted are the famous people who are attacked.
Yeah, all the headliners.
So also, I think it's also important to, I know there's going to be no name people in there, but they have a name too. And shout out to them who stepped up, because doing something like this is a huge feat to do. So shout out to everyone, and I pray for everyone's healing going forward.
Yeah. You know what? Good addition, right? Good idea, or a good point. For all of them that have stepped forward, because there's a lot that are finally, or at least hopefully, going to get justice, rightfully so, right? So you're right. The only thing that we're seeing is the high profile names, but there's plenty other names that were filed in New York, being alleged of doing certain things at whatever time that they did those things. So so shout out to all you survivors that have for what you've endured. It's a lot. So yeah, that's a very, very, very good point, Natasha. But thank you so much for calling in. All right.
So much. Have a great rest of your day and be well and enjoy the holiday season.
Thank you. You too. All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Yes, yes. Good talks. Good talks, you know? Good talks. But yeah, that's that's a very good point. There's been over 2,500 something like that that have been filed that are beyond just Diddy, Axl Rose, Cuba Gooding Jr., L.A. Reid, Eric Adams. Who am I forgetting here? There's a slew of them, guys. Okay, there's a slew of people that are getting hit with some serious lawsuits.
PASCAL, you are now rocking with that dude Pascal. We be going wild.